Hi and welcome to the Roast Recap, a look back on the week that was. If you're a new senator, you've just finished your first week, which ended in a 2-day senator's boot camp. There were lessons on how legislation works, how to vote in the Senate, a rundown on Senate etiquette, or Senetiquette for short, and even practice swearing in, because otherwise you might accidentally repeat after me and your senatorship would be void. But given you're probably at home now, relaxing and trying to shake off those Senate sweats, we've collated some of the week's news in this handy package. First up, Mark Humphries with the headlines.
Outgoing Disability Discrimination Commissioner Graham Innes has used his final speech to criticise the government's rhetoric, particularly that of Treasurer Joe Hockey.
I have never accepted the concept of lifters and leaners. I prefer a more positive and less judgmental society where everyone's contribution is accepted and valued.
Innes, who is legally blind, made the stinging speech at the National Press Club, no doubt leaving the government wishing he was legally mute. But fortunately for them, Innes is on the way out.
He will finish in his role on Friday and will not be replaced by a full-time Disability Discrimination Commissioner because of budget cuts.
But don't worry, as with many of the government's budget cuts, the solution is less than satisfactory.
Senator Brandis announced on Tuesday the Age Discrimination Commissioner Susan Ryan would add disability discrimination to her existing responsibilities.
So Susan Ryan, the Age Discrimination Commissioner, will now add the welfare of an extra 4 million people to her responsibilities. It's like asking a full-time firefighter if they could also mind the beach because we've fired the surf lifesavers. I hope you're a lifter, Susan. Now, it's disappointing for disabled people to be losing a tireless campaigner like Graham Innes, but if you do have a disability, don't worry, you've still got the safety net of the disability support pension for when you can't work.
Back to work. Disability support pension on the scrap heap.
So maybe that's not a sure bet, but at least the National Disability Insurance Scheme is delivering in full.
NDIS funding levels not satisfactory, disability service providers say.
Okay, so there are some serious problems. But here's a solution. Why not discuss and debate them with the disability community on Ramp Up, ABC's website dedicated to giving disabled people a voice?
The ABC disability website Ramp Up announced that it would cease publication on June 30 after failing to renew its contract with the federal government.
Don't really know what you can do now. Maybe just listen to some comforting music.
Lean on me.
No leaning.
You gotta lift.
India's Prime Minister has praised his nation's low-cost space program, saying a recent rocket launch cost less to make than the film Gravity. Meanwhile, North Korea's rockets cost less than the Blair Witch Project. Gravity's budget is estimated to be about $100 million, or the cost of one ticket to Gold Class. A low-cost space program is a good idea. In fact, I believe we have footage of how that's going to pan out.
Astronaut is off structure, Dr. Stone.
And finally to Wimbledon, where 19-year-old Australian Nick Kyrgios has beaten world number 1 Rafael Nadal in the 4th round. It took 4 sets for the Canberra-born Kyrgios to claim victory, and it's great to see somebody from Canberra going overseas and not embarrassing us. Kyrgios is now being touted by many as the next big thing. Not me, though. I think the next big thing will be whoever wins The Voice Kids. It's quite a turnaround. Yesterday, there were some people not backing Kyrgios.
Rod Laver says Nick Kyrgios will not beat Rafael Nadal.
Which explains tomorrow's headline.
Rod Laver says, come on, no one saw that coming.
A highlight of the match was when Kyrgios won a point with a shot between the legs. And now that he's beaten the world's number 1 player, he can expect a lot more action between the legs. For the roast, I'm Mark Humphries.
Thank you, Mark. Well, Monday saw the story that had the mouth-pissing community dribbling the words, "What's the big deal?" in between mouthfuls of piss, and that had everyone else asking, why did NRL player Todd Carney piss in his mouth? For the only analysis that can both condemn and encourage that sort of behaviour in the same sentence, we turned to the Roast's own sports show, Roast Balls.
The doggies gave it 110% last night.
But at the end of the day, the boys just didn't give it 120%.
Yeah. Now, boys, we've spoken about the game of rugby league for 8 seconds, which means, as always, it's already time to devote the rest of the show to explaining why the most recent of many NRL scandals is just an isolated incident.
A little shush, boys. We're joined now by the CEO of the NRL, the Big Banana.
Thanks for having me, boys.
Now, I've had my head in the sand this week. You got to tell me, Banana, who's done what this week?
Well, I'm sad to say that scandal has again rocked the NRL, setting a terrible example for all the young kids who play our great game.
Oh no, Billy Slater got another punch-up.
Or did Greg Bird glass someone again?
Did Joel Monahan, make it to third base with that dog?
No. Todd Carney has...
not Toddy!
...has urinated into his own mouth and he's had to be sacked.
Whoa. Now, those other guys are all still playing. Why'd Toddy get shafted? He didn't hurt anybody.
Yeah, and Toddy didn't urinate on someone else's head like he did in 2008.
Yeah, we can all agree that crossed a line.
Yeah, and a stream. No, but jokes aside, seriously, the man pissed into his own mouth. A man does own his own mouth. Last I checked, this is Australia.
Hang on, I think I understand this, boys. This is a problem because it went public, right?
No, this is a problem because no other sports need to have conversations about whether pissing in your own mouth is acceptable conduct. Look, we're all ambassadors for this sport. We have to save this great game.
Yeah, he's right.
Mate, we will be a force for change.
Yeah, enough's enough.
Yeah,
look, it's Nico!
Never gonna taste my piss.
See, this is part of the problem.
Bring back the piss!
Oh, mate, it's just mates, mate.
Yeah, go some mates have a joke in the privacy of their own TV show.
Yeah, mates, don't let mates get thirsty, mate.
Bring back the piss!
Roast Balls will return next time an NRL player disgraces himself, so expect a fresh episode now. This week, we also looked at two of the less talked about new senators, David Leyonhjelm of the Liberal Democrats, who loves American-style big guns and Republican-style small government, and Bob Day, the family-first senator who loves being Christian almost as much as he loves looking like Ferris Bueller after too many days on. But how did these two very different senators end up creating a mini economic voting bloc together?
Tom, I'm glad you asked. Let me show you how Yankee Doodle Bang Bang and Matthew Godric formed an economic voting bloc through the medium of puppets. Starring... and... Bang Bang. Godric, tell me, are you by chance a member of the Institute of Public Affairs? You mean the right-wing think tank that has enormous influence when proposing policy for the Liberal Party? Yes, I'm in the IPA. I am also in the IPA. Wait, what size do you think government should be? Really small? Same here. What do you think about tax? You could tax this. I know, right? Okay, on three, how would you describe Australia? 1, 2, 3. Nanny state. Voting bloc! Oh, we're totally a voting bloc. Wait, you want to give this a little pat? Not right now? Tell you what, let's go oppose gay marriage. No, I can't do that. Oh God, I think our voting bloc's gonna fall apart. Guys, you have to focus on what you have in common. Yeah, this giant with his hand up our asses is right. We need to focus on the greater good. Pushing down the minimum wage. Voting bloc! Thank you.
But are we all being controlled by giant hands up our asses? I sure as hell hope not. What we do know is that many people are being controlled by Facebook, because it was recently revealed that Facebook had conducted a psychological experiment on 700,000 of its users without their knowledge. And while yes, that will be worrying for many of its users, for any morally dubious psychologists out there frustrated by ethical red tape, they must imagine working at Facebook as some sort of wonderland.
Come with me and you'll be in a world of ethics violations. There's no need to inform the user of their participation.
Once again, Facebook, that real-life matrix that tells you which character you are from a TV show you weren't in, has been found out doing something morally terrifying again. So far, they've changed our privacy settings without telling us, given themselves the right to use our photos in their ads, and shared our data with the highest bidder. And the most we've done is turned off push notifications. But manipulating our emotions, it's a big leap, isn't it? Well, we can use their photographs. What next? How about mind control? Yeah, that sounds great. Next, Snapchat will be ordering political assassinations. Unfortunately, the only reaction will be people typing, "Oh my God, Facebook is abuse balls," before clicking post on Facebook. The real psychological experiment that Facebook is conducting seems to be, what can't we get away with? And the answer seems to be nothing. Zuckerberg could demand we log in by putting a thumbs up our butts, and we'd still go crawling back, because Facebook's become part of our everyday lives, and even though we know it's evil, it's too late to change now. It's like if we found out our toothbrushes were actually war criminals. We'd be disappointed, but no one's going to stop brushing. For The Roast, I'm Jazz Twemlow.
All right, guys, Turns out his awareness of Facebook has made him crabby about Facebook. I'll send him something nice.
A blog about beards. I love Facebook.
Ethics free, we'll say sorry, but we won't mean it.
You can keep your virtual Facebook friends, Mark Wonkaberg. It's the weekend, and nothing beats real friends. Right, guys?
So, what are you doing this weekend? Not much. Watch the World Cup.
Hey, you should come and watch at my place. I'll make French and German food. Wiener's mit bread.
You, want to hit the pub?
I love pubs. Hey, why don't we catch the bus together?
Do you hear that strange and whiny echo? Nope. Hit the lights on the way out.
Wait, no, don't go. I need my arms to hold onto the bus poles. Ah, crap, now I'm gonna fall over on the bus. I wanna push the stop button. Well, looks like I'm riding the bus all weekend. Again. The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. Woo! Wheels on the bus go round and round. My best friends just played a prank on me. That was a good prank, guys. Can I have my arms? My arms? Guys?